Sound testing, sound testing, sound testing. All right. Good evening. Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy, and this is a late night chat. Number 10. Woohoo. Now, what's this about tonight? Well, you might have known if you're looking at the channel recently that I'm in love with the HEXplore series. Oh my goodness me. It's really, really fantastic. If you haven't checked out my video, A True Living World, of the title, HEXplore Fall of the Ancients, where I go over the gamefound campaign, I break down this gamefound campaign and tell you why you definitely should play it, because I explain every single thing about what I've learned after maybe, I guess, 40 hours of videos. How good it is. Anyhow, and so when you know quite a bit about it, I watched Bauer's Games. I watched him cover the Kickstarter. Sorry, gamefound. I keep saying that. Covering it, and he was clueless, absolutely clueless. And the Dice Tower, when they do the Kickstarter thing, which is a massive sham, isn't it? The Dice Tower things, they put like 5 seconds of research into a Kickstarter page and hopefully explain about it, and have the laziness to say, do they expect me to watch a video on how to play it? Like, yeah, do a modicum of research, please, before having any opinion on it, because otherwise you don't appear to have an opinion. I mean, I get slagged off on my channels on some of my videos because you know nothing about the game. Regardless, I'm doing a critique. I'm critiquing what they're showing and how it's facing towards me. And the critique is for the devs, really, to fix the problems with the Kickstarter campaign. And I try my best anyway to watch videos, at least one video at least of a playthrough, before I do give any opinion anyway. My most recent video, which is Fractured Sky, where I just go nuts bolt crazy about that game, and regardless of the gameplay, it looks terrible, and just looks terrible. Physically looking, when you look at it, looks brutal in its colour choices and in its cards, etc. You can watch my big criticism of that channel if you want to see how this channel is no bias whatsoever. But even so, another channel that looked at it, King of Average, when he does his roundup, he's basically saying, HEXplore is like, yeah, it's okay if you're into it and you're into your heavy games. Like, it's probably for you, but it's not for him. And lots of people, it's not for me. Do they have any idea about this game? They have zero idea about this game. Volume 1, for example, there's this huge mega misunderstanding about HEXplore, is how difficult it is and how complex a system it is. Just hold on 1 second. Firstly, it's more roleplay than tabletop board gaming. There's a hell of a lot of role playing going in it and rolling dice, right? So it is merging on board gaming and it's merging on roleplay, but if you've never done roleplay, you need to learn the ropes a little bit. And if you're coming in from roleplay, you need to run the board game. So that's kind of the thing that really is stark about the series, is that you've just got to learn that system. And really, if you're coming from board games, the roleplay aspect of it is expect to write things down, write notes down of your journey, record things. There's going to be key things you do that will have to be written down, because you will face things in the game where you will it will say, if you have this key phrase, this happens to you. So things that you do affect what's happening in the game. That's reactive to what you're doing. That's fantastic. It rewards you for doing stuff. That's the roleplay aspect of it. That's why it feels like a really cool board game. But, you know, you might be thinking, oh my god, the character classes are so difficult, this game could be so difficult. Like, there's so many misconceptions. If you, like, for example, solo players, lots of board game people, when they try the game, they're playing it on solo and they're just playing a character from the game. No. The game is purposely built to play as a team. You can't roll one character from the core box. You have to pick a character from the expansion box. And really, if you look at my video, which is the HEXplore role class guide for the Return of the Valley of the King, it's a long title. Basically, look at the splash screen. It's the last role class guide. It's the one for HEXclusive classes. And the HEXclusive classes are the mega cool super uber classes built specifically for solo. They are so strong. For example, in the base game, the highest health you'll start with is 5. And in the Hex exclusive, you're up at like 11. So it's like an advanced class because it's souped up at the beginning. And heck, you can play 2 of them or even 3 of them and you will have a blast in the game. It's not going to be as punishing. The game is supposed to be survival. Do you hear any complaints of anyone playing Dark Souls board game, which is also survival and it is brutal? No. And really, if you want to play Hex exclusive role, the game will feel more balanced as a solo player. And heck, if you feel like you're getting kicked, your ass is getting kicked, just play with a Hex exclusive class anyway, because you'll find it easier. And the game, you can leave the game on normal and you will get strong, but when you kill your first boss, the difficulty is supposed to go up because the game's learning you're getting stronger, and the difficulty should be rising as you do achievements in the game. It should get difficult. But as the difficulty goes up, there's more chance of you finding power-up cards in the game. But if you really want what people are calling, which is a tutorial for the game, then if you go for Volume 1 and the Clicks Madness campaign book, the campaign has a pre-story, and when you start your character, you can't even use your abilities yet, because these abilities of your character will be taught to your character in the roleplay story of the campaign. So you really start off very basic, and it's a great tutorial. And you go on this lovely campaign, which could be between 20 and 30 hours of a linear story that's guiding you through the map. Really, really cool. But, people say, oh my god, the game is complex. It's got like a massive rule book. Well, firstly, the rule book is 1/3 the size of a normal rule book. And if you put it to a normal size rule book, it would probably be 25 pages, which you could read easily. I mean, how many pages are in the rule books of games that you love? 25 pages is not that bad whatsoever. Not bad at all. And the people that say, oh, I have difficulty with this, I have difficulty with that, simply need to read the rulebook properly. There's so many people that gloss over things, and it's so easy to misread if you're reading fast. Because when I often get a roleplay game, this is my toilet literature. I often have it on the bog, reading the news of the game. And absorbing it a little bit more, because sometimes when you first read a rule book, you never absorb it all in, do you? You're not a sponge, and sometimes a second or third read through it, you do learn every time you reread it. So anyway, but for these people on YouTube to say, do not look into this, it's not for me, because it's obviously too difficult. It's such a high bar of entry. What are they talking about? Are you kidding me? Excuse me. High bar of entry is Kingdom Death Monster. High bar of entry is the what's that bloody big game called? It's on top of my word. It's just come out. Massive campaign game, massive box. Dice Tower just did a review on it and bombed it because they were really the wrong kind of people to review it, in my opinion. Aeon's End, yeah, that game. You're just the wrong type of people reviewing it. this is a massive campaign style. It's a Aeon's. Let me just get this word right. It's a massive campaign. It's a lifestyle game where you keep it on your table. It's not Aeon's End. That's a different game. It's a quiz. Do you know what this is? Let me just quickly go to the Dice Towers page. And which one did they do? Aeon's Trespass. There you go. Aeon's Trespass Odyssey. Like everyone on the Dice Tower, they are lightweights when it comes to games. None of them are into heavy games. Why are you reviewing Aeon's Trespass? You only played 10 hours. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Well, I'm sorry, if you watch a video of a video game review and they've not completed the game, don't listen to them. If they've only played the first 2 hours of the game, why? That's not a review. And really, to call a review 10 hours into Aeon's Trespass is bonkers. It really is. You can't review the whole game in 10 hours. It's first impressions. And so what if you didn't like it? You're not the audience for it. You didn't back it, did you, on Kickstarter? You kidding me? And this is the thing with HEXplore. They just think it's complex. It's bonkers, You start off, all you're doing is moving a tile. You're moving a tile. You've got 6 cards in front of you. You roll a dice to see which encounter you're going to have. It's not difficult. Oh, you've picked an enemy. Well, that's the one you fight. But hey, hang on. If you start in the game, you don't trek across the map fast. You move cautiously, because when that encounter deck 1 to 6 gets drawn, if you face a dragon that's going to burn you to bits, you move cautiously. You can skip it. That's the way to move until you feel confident that you can travel and actually get strong enough to face what's coming out of that encounter deck. You move slowly. That's how the game works. So that's how you play the survival. You just move slowly and you choose your enemies then. There's even character classes. If you go through my class guide, look at the utility classes. Some of those classes let you change the dice on the encounter deck so you can move up or down. So you can at least, if you pick let's say you roll a 3, you can pick number 4, you can pick number 3 if you want with that character. It uses energy to do it, but you can choose your encounter. That's a really cool utility class to have because you will make the game easier for you. And so the game is beautiful. And when people say games are too advanced, too complex, that's generally because they've got rules that are abstract rules that you've got to remember. But this is a role-play game. Every rule they have is based in the lore of it. So that's why people are not understanding it. They just don't put a modicum of research into it, peeps. And when have you ever seen anybody cover a game that's getting crowdfunded and they do several videos afterwards? I've done a whole class guide, self-serving. I mean, when I play the game and I've got someone coming over, I'll say, please pick a utility class and here's my video. Just watch the video and pick which one you like, because I teach you all about the class in that video. It's really, really good utility, these videos for people that own the game. But that's because just doing one video wasn't enough to show how much love I have for the game and how much research I'm doing, and I thought that was a really fascinating thing to do. And it's a little bit of evergreen material because the game still has volumes to come out, and everyone's going to get the first game anyway, because the campaign's such an award-winning campaign to play, and the first game is it's the entry level anyway, so if you want to play it, it has less things to manage. So it's the easiest one, and a lot of people's it's the favourite. And if you are playing it with a play group for the first time, you absolutely want to play Volume 1, just because it's a more approachable adventure role play. And you just need to warn your group that they're playing a role-playing game. And when they come and see the map and see the character classes, they're going to be enthralled by it, not scared by it. And it's a game where you're dice rolling, so there is a little bit of luck. But yet again, there are utility classes that give you plenty of re-rolls, and there are characters that are in the... Let me have a look. What kind of class is it I'm thinking about? I want to say assists. They have tanks that even if you're going to get hit, they reflect the damage to the enemy. They kind of protect you. So if you feel like you're weak, just make sure you've got a tank that can protect you. That's it. You just got to kind of learn the classes to kind of learn how the gameplay is going to be between them. But it's such a fascinating and wonderful combat role, and how you're learning your character is so great. And you should not have any apprehension of backing HEXplore, for goodness sake. To call an adventure game complex, heavy barrier to entry is an insane thing to do, and you are stupid to say that, because you are making yourself look a fool. You're doing damage to the game because you're putting people off the game, and really the game is not anywhere complex. When we can only move one tile at a time, when you're doing one thing at a time, you're rolling at a time, that is not highbrow entertainment. It's easy. And if you need to write stuff down, you just have one person at the table that's managing it, for goodness sake. Is it that difficult? You can make the job around the table for everybody easy. And with more campaign games coming out where you are writing stuff down anyway, it's not that much of a stretch of difficulty. It's just a part of being roleplay that the world needs to react to what you're doing in the game, and that needs you to write and log stuff down. Anyway, so this is what my chat is basically about. It's essentially try to ignore these channels that write off games. At the end of the day, if you'd research the game and learn so much about it, it'll blow your mind. And, you don't need to get upset when people say a game is bad. I mean, look at Fractured Sky, for example. I bombed that in my video. And if it's upsetting to anybody that's backing the video, it doesn't really matter. I'm just one voice at the end of the day. And I said, in the first minute, I tell you I don't like it, don't watch the video. Go and find somebody else that's got something positive about it. The whole reason the Dice Tower usually do give the game to the person at the Dice Tower that's going to like the game more favourable. This happens in the video game industry. You put somebody on a title that's got experience in that type of genre, so you get a more balanced review coming out, because the type of people playing those games will have a similar opinion of a reviewer that likes those type of games. So yeah, stop reviewing games if it's not your genre, your cup of tea, and if you only do 10 hours in a game with 200 hours of content. Anyway, peeps, what have you been looking at out there recently that's on gamefound or Kickstarter? And how's your research doing? I'd love to know your journey. And do you get beefed and pissed off when you see how these channels are covering these games? It's so damaging. When they can just say, this game's on Kickstarter, it looks really cool, I know nothing about it, hands up, go and find another channel that covers it better. Why don't they just say that? That would be more fair, just to say that. And just nod that its existence is there. But yeah, if you are interested, check my channel out. The splash screen is a true living world, and it's called An Ambitious Campaign Like No Other. And that's because it's an open world campaign, which is the first type of open world campaign in board gaming there is. So it is pushing a new type of gameplay, and it is so innovative. And Next Generation, the Fall of the Ancients campaign on Volume 2, it's glorious. But if you want a focused single-player campaign and want to learn the game, you just do Volume 1 with the Clicks Madness campaign book, and trust me, it's been getting gold awards in board game literature. I'm talking magazines. I mentioned this in the video and stuff like that, but it's a long one. It's 52 minutes long because I don't want to. It takes 52 minutes to tell you about all the great things about the game. 52 minutes of great stuff to learn about it. It's truly magical, peeps. So yeah, this video is just to try and make you take a second look at HEXplore it, because don't listen to peeps out there if they have done zero research, or they don't like campaign games, or they don't like adventure games, period. What are they talking about? Why do they have an opinion on that anyway? And all that good stuff. And yeah, there we are, peeps. I hope everyone's doing great anyway. And yeah, lots of stuff is out there. It's crawling through the weeds, though. A lot of it we're not interested in. And I guess so far this week, Santorini Pantheon looked absolutely amazing, didn't it? How they've souped up that retail game. It looks fabulous, and it really has got a crowdfunding gloss on it. And all that good stuff. We will see what's coming out. And I'll tell you, have you recently been to Gamefound? Let me just go there. Gamefound. Yeah, this confused me on Gamefound. Because I went on Gamefound, I'm like, why are all these things got Feast? Why have they got Feast on them? Well, these are the new games that are coming out soon, and one of them is Firefly, the 10th anniversary collection. Oh my goodness me. You know, I might have to say my last IP game, I might have to get the Firefly collection, because it's pick up and deliver beauty in it, and I love pick up and deliver. So, and that could be my first IP game. But also Beast is getting an expansion, which is very exciting. You know, the Dice Tower give it a bad review. Oh yeah, because if you're the Beast and you attack this, everybody knows where you are. No. No. You keep that out. If you want to play that game hardcore and make it more hidden movement, you don't give them that information. That's right. Yeah, so it's... these peeps. You know, a lot of people that review Beast haven't played the video game Evolve, and that's why I got Beast, is because it plays like Evolve. You know, you play the Beast, you're attacking things, they don't know what you're doing unless they see you, and when you get strong enough, that's when you turn and attack them. I can't wait to see what the expansion brings. More monsters and another new area, maybe some new gameplay features. Sounds phenomenal. But all that is looking good. And I think the Thorgal board game popped out today, and we might have to have a look at that, because it's another campaign game, isn't it, where you're turning pages, and it looks interesting, doesn't it, to cover it? But we shall see. Anyway, HEXplore, it's doing really great so far on the campaign. I've yet to do my final thoughts of it, but it is going bananas with its stretch goals, which are completely buffing out everything. And it recently got hero sheets for the campaign, so you can log stuff on a piece of paper when you're doing your campaign. Again, you need to write stuff down. They're giving you beautiful hero sheets for it if you do the campaign. But yeah, the other news is they have unlocked reprints for volumes 1 to volumes 4, so you could now get the all in if you are going to collect it all. And TLDR, the reason I'm going all in is because I want campaign books for all of the volumes, and they're going to be delicious to play through. And you've got great gameplay systems that bleed into all the volumes to really engross and deepen your experience in the adventure if you wish to plug them all in, like mini expansion gameplay contents that you're plugging in. And it's a wonderful, wonderful offer that they're doing. And remember, you are kickstarting essentially 5 Kickstarters when you do a realm crosser, and it's 400 and, well, let's take the dice pack out. It's 476, but its actual value, it's basically 852 it would have cost if you find it at retail. This is 470. Such a bargain to get the full pledge. It's called Rune Master. You should really check it out. The content, it's staggering how much you've got, but it's, again, 5 Kickstarters of content you're getting. Amazing stuff. So yeah, and the stretch goals are just looking phenomenal, as they're basically enhancing the game. So when you play the game, when all this stuff gets to your table, doing all art for the cards, bringing more immersion, more stories to the world, bringing now more encounters to the world, and now got boss standee packs. Oh man, looks amazing. Play mats to knock your heart out, looking delish. Oh man, it's not that difficult to see why I fell in love with HEXplore. And yeah, just check that video out. I keep hinting. I'll put it at the end of this video, a link to it, or I'll put a link in the description for easier usage. So yeah, that's what my late night chat is all about. It's those bloody Kickstarter people on YouTube having zero opinion, yet give one anyway. That is damaging the game anyway. Just saying, it's too difficult. Such a high barrier of entry. Not for me, because it looks too advanced. It looks too heavy. Blah, blah, blah. No, you've not done any research, have you? You bloody tinkers. So on that bombshell, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy these nighttime chats. Please think about subscribing, hit that bell to learn about when I do more of these. But that's been my beef this week, and I hope you're having a very good one wherever you are. So on that, this is Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy, doing Nighttime Chat number 10. And I love doing these little chit chats. So thank you for watching. Bye bye for now, and good night.